Chapter 1. What does letting go really mean? The first and most important idea from this book is understanding the meaning of letting go. So, what does letting go mean? Letting go means releasing something that you're holding inside your mind or your heart. It means you stop fighting with your feelings. You stop trying to control everything. And you allow yourself to experience emotions without becoming trapped by them. Many people think letting go means forgetting, but that is not true. Let me say that again. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means you remember something, but it no longer controls your happiness. For example, imagine someone made a mistake in the past. Maybe they failed an exam. Maybe they lost an opportunity. Maybe someone said something hurtful to them. Many people keep thinking about that moment again and again. They carry that pain every day. The event happened once, but the emotion continues for many years. This is where letting go becomes powerful. Because when you learn to let go, you understand. The past happened, but I don't need to carry the past everywhere I go. Imagine you were carrying a heavy bag while walking. At first, the bag feels okay, but after 1 hour, your shoulder starts hurting. After many hours, you become tired. Chapter 1. What does letting go really mean? The first and most important idea from this book is understanding the meaning of letting go. So, what does letting go mean? Letting go means releasing something that you're holding inside your mind or your heart. It means you stop fighting with your feelings. You stop trying to control everything. And you allow yourself to experience emotions without becoming trapped by them. Many people think letting go means forgetting, but that is not true. Let me say that again. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means you remember something, but it no longer controls your happiness. For example, imagine someone made a mistake in the past. Maybe they failed an exam. Maybe they lost an opportunity. Maybe someone said something hurtful to them. Many people keep thinking about that moment again and again. They carry that pain every day. The event happened once, but the emotion continues for many years. This is where letting go becomes powerful. Because when you learn to let go, you understand. The past happened, but I don't need to carry the past everywhere I go. Imagine you were carrying a heavy bag while walking. At first, the bag feels okay, but after 1 hour, your shoulder starts hurting. After many hours, you become tired. Now imagine that this bag is not full of books. It is full of anger, fear, regret, and old memories. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. Letting go means putting that heavy bag down. Not because the bag was never important, but because you deserve to walk forward with freedom. Now, let's connect this idea with English learning. Many English learners also carry emotional bags. They think, I am not good at English. I made mistakes before. People will laugh at me. I am too late to learn. These thoughts become emotional weight. But when you let go of these fears, learning becomes easier. You start speaking without worrying too much about mistakes. You become more confident. Because progress starts when you stop fighting yourself. So ask yourself right now, what is one thing I am holding inside my mind that I need to release? Maybe it is fear. Maybe it is regret. Maybe it is a negative belief about yourself. Remember, letting go is not losing something. Sometimes letting go is the first step to gaining peace. Chapter 2. Understanding your emotions. Now, my friends, let's move to the second important idea from the book Letting Go. The next lesson is about something we all experience every day, and that is our emotions. Emotions are a very powerful part of human life. They can make us feel happy. They can make us feel excited. They can also make us feel angry, afraid, or disappointed. But the important question is, do we control our emotions, or do our emotions control us? Let's think about this. Imagine you wake up in the morning and suddenly you feel sad. Nothing special happened. Nobody said anything bad, but you still feel heavy inside. Many people immediately try to escape that feeling. They open their phone, they watch videos, they try to stay busy because they don't want to feel that emotion. But according to the idea of letting go, running away from emotions is not the solution. Because when you push emotions away, they often become stronger. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you have a balloon in your hand. You push the balloon under the water. You use your energy to keep it down. But the moment you stop pushing, the balloon comes back up. Emotions can work in a similar way. When you try to completely hide your feelings, they stay inside you. But when you allow yourself to feel them and understand them, they slowly lose their power. This is the meaning of emotional awareness. Awareness means understanding and noticing something clearly. So emotional awareness means noticing. What am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? What is this emotion trying to show me? Many people never ask these questions. They simply react. Someone says something negative and they become angry. Something goes wrong and they become stressed. They believe the outside world controls their inside world. But letting go teaches a different idea. You can observe your emotion without becoming your emotion. For example, instead of saying, "I am angry," you can say, "I am feeling anger right now." Do you notice the difference? The first sentence makes anger part of your identity. The second sentence creates space between you and the emotion. You are not the emotion. You are the person who is experiencing the emotion. This small change can create a big difference. Now, let's connect this idea with English learning. Many students have emotions that block their progress. For example, a student tries to speak English. They make a mistake. Then they think, "My English is terrible. I will never speak well. I am not talented." But this is not a fact. This is only an emotion and a thought. A better response would be, "I made a mistake, but I am learning. I feel nervous, but I can continue. I am improving step by step." When you let go of negative thoughts, you create space for growth because your mind becomes calmer, and a calm mind learns faster. Chapter 3: The Power of Releasing Resistance. Now we move to another powerful idea from letting go. This idea is called resistance. Resistance means fighting against something that is already happening. In simple words, resistance is when your mind says, "This should not happen. I don't want this. This is impossible." And because you fight reality, you create more stress. For example, imagine it is raining outside. You are walking and suddenly rain starts falling. You can become angry. You can say, "Why is this happening? This should not happen today." But the rain does not stop because you are angry. The rain simply continues. The only thing that changes is your inner peace. A better choice is acceptance. Acceptance does not mean you like everything. It means you understand. This is the situation right now, and I can choose my response. This is a very powerful mindset. In English learning, resistance also appears. A person says, "I hate grammar. I cannot remember vocabulary. Learning English is too difficult." These thoughts create resistance. And when the mind fights the learning process, learning becomes painful. But if you accept the journey, everything changes. You start thinking, I am learning. I will improve slowly. Every mistake is helping me grow. The journey becomes easier. Now, let's connect this with English learning. Many learners carry regret. They think, I should have started learning English earlier. I wasted many years. I am too old to learn. But these thoughts only take your energy away. Instead, you can let go of this regret and say, today is the best day to start. You cannot change yesterday, but you can change what you do today. One small practice today can create a different future. Now, let me share a simple example. Imagine a person named Sarah. Sarah wanted to learn English for many years, but she always said, I am too busy. I will start next month. I am not ready. Months became years. One day, she realized something. She was not waiting for more time. She was waiting for a perfect moment. But a perfect moment never came. So she decided to let go of excuses. She started with only 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of speaking, 10 minutes of learning new words. After a few months, she noticed a change. She was not perfect, but she was better because she stopped fighting the beginning of her journey. Chapter 4. Letting go of fear. Now, my friends, we move to another powerful emotion discussed in this book, and that is fear. Fear is one of the strongest emotions humans experience. Fear can protect us, but fear can also stop us. The problem is not feeling fear. The problem is allowing fear to control our decisions. To understand this, imagine a person standing in front of a door. Behind the door is a new opportunity, a new experience, a new possibility. But the person does not open the door. Why? Because they imagine hundreds of negative things. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I make a mistake? The door is not locked. The person is stopping themselves. This is how fear works. Many times, fear is not created by reality. It is created by our imagination. We imagine a future problem that has not even happened. And then we experience stress from something that does not exist yet. Now connect this with English learning. Many students are afraid to speak English. They know words, they understand grammar, but when they need to speak, fear appears. They think, what if I say something wrong? What if someone laughs? Because of this fear, they stay silent. But remember, every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once made mistakes. Mistakes are not proof that you are failing. Mistakes are proof that you are practicing. Chapter 5. Understanding attachment and why we hold on. Now we move to another deep idea from letting go. This idea is about attachment. Attachment means holding something so tightly that you believe you cannot be happy without it. It can be a person. It can be an achievement. It can be an idea about yourself. For example, imagine someone says, I will only be happy when I become successful. This person connects happiness with a future result. They believe, after I achieve this, then I can relax. But what happens? They achieve one goal, then they create another goal, and they continue waiting for happiness. The problem is not having goals. Goals are good. The problem is believing that your peace depends completely on reaching those goals. Imagine holding sand in your hand. If you hold it gently, the sand stays. But if you squeeze your hand too tightly, the sand falls away. Sometimes life works the same way. When we try to control everything too much, we create stress. When we learn to release control, we create peace. Now, let's connect this with English learning. Many students have attachment to perfection. They think, I must speak perfect English. I must have perfect grammar. I must never make mistakes. Because of this, they become afraid. They focus so much on being perfect, that they forget to practice. But language is learned through mistakes. A child does not learn a language by being perfect. A child learns by trying, making mistakes, learning, trying again. Chapter 6. Accepting yourself and releasing self-judgment. One of the biggest things people hold on to is negative judgment about themselves. Many people are kind to others, but they are very harsh with themselves. They make one mistake and say, "I am not good enough." They face one failure and say, "I always fail." They compare themselves with others and feel behind. But the book teaches an important idea. You cannot create peace while constantly fighting yourself. If your own mind is always criticizing you, life becomes difficult. Imagine you have a friend who makes a mistake. You probably say, "It's okay. Learn from it. You can try again. You will improve." But when you make the same mistake, you may say, "I am terrible." Why do we give others kindness but refuse to give it to ourselves? Self-acceptance means understanding I am still learning. I am not perfect, but I am improving. I can grow without hating myself. Now, let's connect this with English learning. Many students compare themselves with fluent speakers. They hear someone speaking English easily and think, "I will never be like them." But they forget something. That person also started as a beginner. They also made mistakes. They also struggled. The only difference is they continued. Imagine two learners. The first learner makes a mistake and stops. The second learner makes a mistake and learns from it. After 1 year, they will be completely different. Not because one person had more talent, because one person accepted the process. Chapter 7. Living with more peace and freedom. Now we come to one of the most important lessons from letting go. The final idea is about creating inner peace. Inner peace means feeling calm inside, even when life is not perfect. Many people believe peace will come after everything becomes perfect. They think, when I have more money, I will be peaceful. When I achieve my goals, I will be peaceful. When everyone understands me, I will be peaceful. But life always changes. New problems appear. New challenges come. So if we wait for a perfect life to feel peaceful, we may wait forever. True peace comes from inside. It comes when you learn, I can handle difficult moments. I can accept change. I can release what I cannot control. Imagine you are sitting near the ocean. The waves keep coming. Some waves are small. Some waves are big. But the ocean does not fight the waves. It allows them to come and go. Our emotions are like waves. They rise, they fall, they change. But you are the ocean. You are bigger than your temporary emotions. Now connect this with English learning. Some days you will feel motivated. Some days you will feel tired. Some days learning will feel easy. Some days it will feel difficult. That is normal. Do not judge your entire journey by one difficult day. Keep moving. Keep practicing. Keep growing. Because success is not created by one perfect day. Success is created by many small efforts repeated over time. Final summary. The lessons from letting go. The first lesson was, letting go does not mean forgetting. It means releasing the emotional weight that stops you from moving forward. The past may be part of your story, but it does not need to control your future. The second lesson was, understand your emotions. Your emotions are messages. Listen to them. Understand them. But do not allow temporary feelings to control your entire life. The third lesson was, release resistance. When you fight reality, you create more stress. When you accept the present moment, you create space for change. The fourth lesson was, let go of fear. Fear is a feeling, not a command. You can feel nervous and still take action. You can feel uncertain and still move forward. The fifth lesson was release attachment. Work hard for your goals, but do not connect your entire happiness to one result. Enjoy the journey. The sixth lesson was accept yourself. You are not your mistakes. You are not your current level. You are a person who is learning and growing. And the final lesson was create inner peace. You cannot control everything outside, but you can control your response. Peace begins when you stop fighting yourself. My friends, remember this. Life becomes lighter when you stop carrying things that were never meant to stay with you forever. Sometimes the biggest change does not come from adding more. Sometimes it comes from releasing what is holding you back. And that is the true power of letting go. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode helped you improve your English listening skills and also gave you some powerful ideas for your life. And remember, one small step every day can create a completely different future. See you in the next English Learning Podcast.